American League ballparks. Rangers and White Sox are in extra innings. They're in the 10th inning.
The Gem City Bison return to Bill Wood Field here in beautiful North Platte, historic Bill Wood Field for game number 2 of this 3-game series against the North Platte Plainsmen. Hello everyone and welcome into the press box here at historic Bill Wood Field. I'm Braden Byers, going to be with you for all 9 innings, and if we go even more than that today between the Plainsmen and the Bison won yesterday off of an excellent showing of pitching. 2 pitchers for all 9 innings, coming out finally back at 500. 7 wins and 7 losses, as well as the Plainsmen. We're going to go ahead and be right back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network after the national anthems and the lineups. We'll be back right after this. We're about ready here for first pitch from historic Bill Wood Field in North Platte, Nebraska for this game between the Gem City Bison and the North Platte Plainsmen. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the visiting Bison, who are going to be batting first. Batting leadoff, the center fielder wearing number 15, Derek Wood. Batting second, wearing number 9, the shortstop, Quinn McCafferty. Batting third, wearing number 10, the catcher, Luke Bannister. Batting fourth, wearing number 26, the first baseman, Nico Pezzanella. Batting fifth, wearing number 21, the third baseman, Keegan Schultz. Batting sixth, wearing number 22, the second baseman, Randy Stoltz. Batting seventh, wearing number 7, Tyler Godfrey, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, wearing number 17, Jack Jones, the left fielder. And batting ninth, wearing number 1, the right fielder, Tyler Bradley. Robbie Spencer gets the start on the mound for the Plainsmen, as Myers behind the plate. The umpires for today, Brady Harrison in the field and Eli Cox behind the plate. So we're about ready here for first pitch. Come set, deals. As first pitch will come across at 6:34 for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. As it looks like a cover for some part of the field came off. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Want to thank everybody for tuning in today for game number 2 of this 3-game series. The second pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the first. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Spencer, and that'll be swung on and missed as well for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on base. Spencer kicks and fires home, and that'll be swung on and missed by Wood for strike 3. The throw down to first will be successful. So Wood will strike out, and that will bring up Quinn McCafferty, playing shortstop for the Bison from Bighorn, Wyoming, and from Western Nebraska Community College. First pitch will come in for strike 1. 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Spencer deals home once again to McCafferty, that will be in there for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Spencer from Portland, Texas. As that one's also going to be swung on and missed. The throw down to first will once again be successful. So 2 straight strikeouts for Spencer, as that will bring up Luke Bannister. The catcher for the Bison. The Bison in their away uniforms, the brown with gold trim and gray pants with brown and gold trim. It's the first pitch. That'll come across for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Bannister from Hutto, Texas, and from Temple Community College. Second pitch swung on for strike 2. 0-2 is the count as Bannister looks at his barrel and steps back into the batter's box. Spencer comes set, goes into his windup, and sends it home down low for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, with 2 outs and nobody on base. There's the pitch that'll be fouled off towards the right side. So the count will remain the same off of that premier bone and joint foul ball. Bannister steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on base. Here's the 1-2, and that'll be fouled off once again towards the right side. Way out of play, way out of the stadium. 1-2, still the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That will miss just barely down low outside the strike zone for ball 2. The 2-2 will miss on the pitch for ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes. Is now the count, as that will miss inside for ball 4 and put Bannister on first base. As that will bring up Nico Pezzanella here in the top of the first inning. The first baseman for the Bison today. From Sparks, Nevada, and also from Northern State. First pitch of this at-bat will miss. Down low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Pezzanella. That pitch will come across for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. With the runner on first for Pezzanella and the Bison. Here comes the pitch. That will miss down low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, and Pezzanella in a favorable hitter's count. Here in the top of the first inning, still tied 0-0 between the Bison and the Plainsmen. 3-0. Throw will be back to first plate, excuse me. As Bannister will get back in time. Robbie Spencer, a sophomore at Texas A&M Kingsville. As that pitch will come across for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch dealt. That's going to be lined into right center field. Bannister will make it to second and Pezzanella to first as Zimmerer came in to get it back in. And that'll bring up Keegan Schultz. Playing third base today as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. 2 outs, 2 runners on first and second. Spencer comes set, looks back at second, now home, fires home, in for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Schultz from the Colony, Texas, as well as Nichols State. Here's the 0. Pitcher on the mound for your Gem City Bison will be number 19, Ryan Keith. As Jalen Ruffin steps in here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 balls, no strikes is the count. As Ryan gets set to deal to Ruffin, and that'll be in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike going through the lineup for the Plainsmen. The right fielder wearing number 13, Bryce Zimmerer. Third baseman wearing number 3, Giancarlo Servine. So that will miss for ball 3. First baseman wearing number 25, Angel De La Cruz, is the pitch. Will be in there for strike 2 to make the count full. Shortstop wearing number 6, Cade Wood. Designated hitter wearing number 34, Oscar Stark. Catcher wearing number 27, Griffin Myers. So that one's going to be fouled off towards the left. So the count will remain the same at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The second baseman wearing number 26, Cesar Garcia. The center fielder wearing number 8, Garrett Thompson. And, of course, as I said before, starting on the mound for the Bison will be Ryan Keith. First man up, and that'll be a walk. So the Plainsmen will have a runner on base in Ruffin, as Bryce Zimmerer will step up to bat, the right fielder from Creighton, Nebraska, a junior at South Dakota State. No outs with the runner on first Here's the pitch, and that'll miss, allowing Ruffin to go to second. And the count will move to 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 count here to Zimmerer, with Ruffin at second. Assistant coach John Grigg heading out for the Bison now to talk to Keith. Not really sure why that would be. Maybe just giving him a small thing. He didn't even touch the mound. Now he's turning and jogging back. Grigg, the pitching coach at Cleveland Community College. One ball, no strikes with a runner on second to Zimmerer. Here's the pitch, and that will miss down low for ball 2. 2-0 is the count. Zimmerer, the right fielder. The Plainsmen today wearing their black uniforms with green and white trim with white pants. What looks to be black socks. Excellent uniform combination in my opinion. The 2-0 pitch will be swung on and missed for strike 1. Two balls, one strike. Keith deals in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the bottom of the first. Gem City leads it 1-0. Keith kicks and fires. It's going to be hit. The runner's going to come around third as the throw from center field will make it. And they got it. They would have had him in a rundown if somebody would have covered first base. So Zimmerer will get in on a double and will be tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first as Ruffin came around to score. So an RBI single will bring up Giancarlo Servin with no outs and a runner on first. That runner being Bryce Zimmerer. He steps into the batter's box, and the first pitch coming from Keith. That will be in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Servin from Edinburgh, Texas, and Grayson Junior College. As Keith comes set, fires home, runners are going to go, and that's going to be hit into center field once again. The throw now to McCafferty. We'll keep Servin at second, and Zimmerer will be at third. That will bring up Angel De La Cruz. No outs and runners on the corners. As Bannister now returns to his place behind home plate after having a talk with Keith. Fresh count, no outs with runners on first and third. First pitch swinging into right field foul territory for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Now to Servin. De La Cruz. The 0-1 pitch will miss down low for ball 1 to even things up at 1-1. De La Cruz from Brooklyn, New York, a senior at Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Runner's going to go from first to second, and that's going to be swung on and foul tipped into Bannister's glove. So Servin will head back to first base, and De La Cruz will be facing a 1-2 count off that premier bone and joint foul ball. This first inning brought to you by A.D. Martin Lumber, as that one's going to come across, picked up by Schultz, check at third, and send it over to first for the first out.
Now batting for the Plainsmen, the shortstop from Ranger.
And that will bring up
Number 6,
Cade Wood. Shortstop, wearing number 6. This first inning brought to you by A.D. Martin Lumber, Lariat Realty LLC, Aspen Family Chiropractic, and Grand Avenue Urgent Care. So Wood will step into the batter's box, and Keith will fire. That's going to be lined into right field, brought down by Bradley, and a throw at home to protect the score.
Now batting for the Plainsmen, the designated hitter from Washington State, number 34, Oscar.
So that will bring up Oscar Stark, the DH for the Plainsmen. His runners will be at second and third. First pitch going to come across for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. As that will now come across for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 will now move to 2-1 after that pitch straight down the middle from Keith Wood from Atlanta, Texas, a sophomore at Ranger Junior College. We're tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the first with runners on second and third for Wood. The pitch will be in there for strike 2 to even things up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The pitch from Keith will miss just barely outside on the edge. 3-2 is the count. It is full to Wood and the Plainsmen. Keith comes set, fires it home. That'll be fouled off towards the backstop to keep himself alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with runners on second and third. Here's a 3-2, and that'll be swung on and missed for out number 3. We head to the second inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, tied up at 1-1. We'll be back for the top of the second inning right after this on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Tyler Godfrey steps in for the Gem City Bison here in the top of the second inning. First pitch will miss for ball one. The second pitch will do the same. 2 balls, no strikes now to Godfrey from Spencer. Spencer deals, and that's swung on and missed for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Godfrey from Rowley, Massachusetts, and Montana State University Billings. The 2-1 swung on, fouled straight back for strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on base as we're tied 1-1 in the top of the second. Both teams with 1 run off of 2 hits. That's going to be flown out to left field. Followed, but it will fall down as the count will remain the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on for Godfrey. As now everybody is jogging back to their positions over on the left side of the outfield. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on base as Godfrey stands in once again. Spencer fires it home, fouled backwards. So the count will stay at 2-2. Stop the second inning brought to you by Laramie GM Auto Center and Drake Jeffries. 2-2 will miss down low for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs and nobody on as this is the leadoff hitter of this second inning. The 3-2 pitch going to be lined straight to Wood over at short. And that will be the first out. And that will bring up the left fielder for the Bison in Jack Jones. He steps in, and the first pitch will hit the bottom part of the strike zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Jones, who's from Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and goes to Western Nebraska Community College. 1 ball, 1 strike now is the count with 1 out. No runners on base. Here's the pitch, and that will be flown out into left field. Ruffin chasing it, and he'll backpedal and bring it in for out number 2. 2 consecutive outs for the leadoff batter, and the next man up will bring up Tyler Bradley, a new addition to the Gem City Bison team after playing in the Division II College World Series. Two outs now as that first pitch will come across for strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch from Spencer will miss just barely outside for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch from Spencer. This is just high for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch will hit the dirt at the plate and bounce for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on base for the Bison, who pushed across to run in the top of the first inning. Spencer comes set, fires in, and that's going to be flown out towards left side for ball 3. Excuse me, strike 2. The 3-2 will bounce, and We almost brought down by Wood on deck, so Bradley will take his base and head over to first, and that'll bring up the leadoff man, Derek Wood. Derek Wood, his second time at bat in this game so far, as he steps into the batter's box. 2 outs with a runner on first. Still tied 1-1 in the top of the second. First pitch going to miss down low for ball 1. Wood getting a lot of Division I schools looking at him. Has gotten 1 offer so far, as he's from Paradise Valley Community College. The 1-0 pitch will be swung on and fouled towards the left for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner on first. That Premier Chiropractic, that Premier Bone and Joint foul ball will bring the 1-1 pitch. Pickoff attempt over to first. Not successful, as the ball will escape De La Cruz. So Bradley still stands loud and proud at first. Wood yesterday went 2 for 4 with 1 run, 3 RBIs, and had 2 walks. Here's the 1-1, and that will miss up and outside for ball 2, as Bradley faked stealing second. 2 balls, 1 strike. Spencer peers in, looks back at first. Now comes set. Deals home. Now Bradley will steal it for real, as the ball will miss for ball 3. Move the count to 3-1, and Bradley will have a stolen base. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, now with a runner at second here in the top of the second inning. Tied 1-1 between the Plainsmen and the Bison. 3-1 going to be flown out to center field. Thompson gets under it and brings it down for out number 3. So the score will stay the same, 1-1. The Bison will have no hits in this inning, and we will head to the bottom of the second here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Griffin Myers steps up to bat for the North Platte Plainsmen. tied with the Gem City Bison, excuse me. 1-1 is the first pitch from Keith will come across for strike one. The 0-1 pitch from Keith will be hit straight to second base. Stoltz will gobble it up and get it to Pezzanella at first. So that will be out number one.
Now batting for the Plainsmen, the second baseman from Butler, number 26, Cesar.
As that will bring up Cesar Garcia, wearing number 26, the second baseman for the Plainsmen, as that will be gobbled up by Schultz. A nice backhand grab and over to first for another ground out. 2 consecutive to bring up the bottom of the order. That'll bring up Garrett Thompson. The center fielder. Thompson from New Braunfels, Texas, junior at Texas A&M Kingsville. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be swung on and flown out to right field. Bradley will bring it down in a quick 1-2-3 inning. With no runs, no hits, and no errors, we head to the top of the third here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, tied 1-1 between the Plainsmen and the Bison. Quinn McCafferty steps up to bat for the Bison in the 2-hole. That's going to be hit and not able to be brought down by Wood over at short, so that will put McCafferty on to first here in the top of the third inning. We're tied 1-1 between the Plainsmen and the Bison. That'll bring up Luke Bannister, the catcher, number 10 for the brown and gold, in his second at-bat of the day. Nobody out with the runner on first. First pitch going to be swung on and fouled back for strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Luke Bannister yesterday was 3 for 6 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and 1 strikeout. As he settles into the right-handed batter's box, and Spencer comes set on the mound. He fires the pitch, and that'll miss down low. McCafferty, already thinking about stealing anyway, will go ahead and take that. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Bannister as he steps in with the runner on second now with no outs in this top of the third. The pitch going to be fouled straight back for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes off of 2 Premier bone and joint foul balls. This third inning brought to you by Premier Bone and Joint Centers, Heartland Embroidery, Arrowhead Candy LLC, and Michael Luby. As that pitch will come across down low for ball 2 to even things up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs with the runner on second in McCafferty. Bannister, his last time up, walked and eventually came around to score the only run of the Bison. As a pickoff attempt to second will not be in time. You can see McCafferty get back at second. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs with the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and that'll be swung on. Fouled off into right field. The count will remain the same. 2-2 is the count. Bannister, last time scoring. Off of a Nico Pezzanella single. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that'll miss down low. To move the count to full, 3-2 will be the count with a runner on to second. No outs, tied 1-1 in the top of the third inning. Here's the 3-2. That'll be swung on, popped up into center field. That will be brought down and dropped. But it was on the transfer, so Bannister will fly out to center, and that'll be the first out of the inning, but McCafferty will tag up and advance on the throw. That'll bring up Nico Pezzanella for the second time today. As Coach Gensrow came out to talk to the field umpire Brady Harrison just for a quick second. So first pitch upcoming in this at bat to Pezzanella. It's going to read. Be out for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One out. So that pitch will come in for strike number 1. Pezzanella 2 for 6 last night with 1 run and 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. That'll be swung on, chopped foul towards his teammates. Justin Williamson and Ty Volmer over in the dugout, and that'll move the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on third for the Bison with only 1 out in this top of the third inning, tied 1-1 with North Platte. Here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The 1-2 will once again be chopped foul towards the right side, as McCafferty was already practically at home if that thing would have gone fair. Count will remain the same, 1 ball, 2 strikes in the top of the third inning. runner on third. They have one out. Here's the pitch, and that will be swung on and missed for strike 3. His 4th strikeout of the game is Spencer, and that'll bring up Keegan Schultz, the Texas Cowboy. 2 outs. McCafferty still at third here in the top of the 1st. Schultz looking to knock him in. Here's the pitch. That will miss down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third for Schultz. Last time he was up, last night he was 2 for 5 with 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Really did a bit of everything there. Just didn't get extra bases. Here's the pitch, and that'll be chopped to third base. Servine will get it to De La Cruz with a nice stretch to be able to get the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. No runs were scored off of 1 hit and no errors. We'll be back right after this. Back to the top of the order here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Jalen Ruffin starting things off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ryan Keith still on the mound for the Bison as that first pitch will miss for ball 1. That second pitch will be in there on the bottom part of the strike zone for strike 1. The 1-1, that'll miss down low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. This is the leadoff batter for this bottom of the 3rd inning. We're tied between the Bison and the Plainsmen 1-1. That's going to be chopped to Schultz. Throw over to Pezzanella on first for out number 1. That'll bring up Bryce Zimmerer for the Plainsmen, batting in the 2-hole. Zimmerer steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1. No strikes with 1 out and nobody on base. Zimmerer steps in. The pitch from Keith right in there for strike 1. That'll even things up at 1-1. Last night, Zimmerer was 1 for 3 with 2 runs, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and had 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-1. That'll be chopped to Stoltz at second and over to Pezzanella on first for another ground ball out. So that will bring up Giancarlo Servine for the Plainsmen. Second time at bat today. As he steps out the batter's box and takes a practice swing. Two outs, nobody on base for the Plainsmen, tied 1-1 with 2 hits in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from Keith. That'll be swung on, lined straight to Bradley in right field, and that will be the third out. We head to the top of the fourth inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 1-1. As the Plainsmen had no runs off of no hits and no errors. We head to the fourth right after this. Randy Stoltz, Tyler Godfrey, and Jack Jones up to bat for the Gem City Bison here in the top of the fourth inning, tied 1-1 with the North Platte Plainsmen. First pitch going to be swung on and missed. Whether that be fouled back or swung on and actually missed, it will be strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Now to Stoltz in his second at-bat of the game. The 0-1 pitch will be in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Stoltz 3 for 6 yesterday with 2 runs and 1 RBI in his Bison debut last night against this same Plainsman team. The 0-2 will miss barely down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. No outs and nobody on, as this is the leadoff batter of this inning. Stoltz steps back in, waves around his bat, puts it over his shoulder. Here's the pitch, and that'll be a huge swing, but a miss for strike 3 and out number 1. 5th strikeout so far for Spencer, as that will move the order to Godfrey. Tyler Godfrey stepping in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch will be out for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Godfrey in his second at-bat. Here in the top of the fourth inning, tied 1-1 between the Bison and the Plainsmen. Second pitch will hit the dirt before it gets to the plate for ball 2. Yesterday, Godfrey was 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 strikeouts. 2-0 pitch. Spencer goes into his windup and sends it home It's going to be fouled off for strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out with nobody on base for the Bison. And thank Prosperity for watching. Multi Apples and Austin Byler, one of our fantastic owners. And that'll miss just barely outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on base for Godfrey. Here's the pitch, and that will be swung on and flown into left field. Nice catch from Ruffin as he had to kind of half jump up in the air to grab it, but that will be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Jack Jones, another outfielder, as Godfrey is an outfielder playing DH today for the Bison. Sometimes he'll come in relief in left or right field, but center field is always Derek Woods. Here's the first pitch this at-bat, going to be swung on and popped up into shallow center field. The center fielder will come in and grab it, Thompson. That'll send us to the bottom of the 4th with no runs, no hits, and no errors. We'll be back right after this on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Welcome back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Still tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning as the second pitch going to be popped up into left field foul territory. And Jones will go ahead, follow it, and grab it. Way in foul territory. To be honest, I couldn't even see it. So that will bring up Cade Wood now after the quick first out from De La Cruz. Thank you for joining us here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. This 4th inning brought to you by Chili's, Blue Mountain Bookstore, as that one's going to be lined into right field for a base hit. Nice attempt by Stoltz to bring it in, but Wood will reach to first, and that will bring up Oscar Stark. Let's get in this 4th inning brought to you by Chili's, Blue Mountain Bookstore, Quality IV Care, and H&R Block, Polk Country, in the Black Tax Services, LLC. So Stark will step in now as that will be flown out into right field. Bradley will bring that down for the second out. So that will bring up Griffin Myers with a runner on first and 2 outs. In the bottom of the 4th inning, tied with the Bison, 1-1, are the Plainsmen. Keith comes set. Fires it as the runner's going to go. It'll miss down low. And the throw will not be in time, as Wood will successfully move to second base off the stolen base. Griffin Myers still up at bat with one ball and no strikes. Keith looking back and forth between second and home. Here's the pitch. That'll be swung on and chopped. They're going to call it a foul ball. Bannister will give it back to Keith. Yesterday, Myers was 0 for 4. And the last time he was up, he grounded out to Stoltz at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the pitch, and that will reach in there for strike number 2. 1-2 is the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Still tied at 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2 from Keith, and that will hit him. And Wood will advance. Will go back to third, even though he would have had that clean. Had Myers not have been hit. So Myers will move to first. Wood still on second, and that will bring up Cesar Garcia from Los Lunas, New Mexico. Butler Junior College. That's going to be brought down by Stoltz. Get the easy out at second, and no runners will come across to score. And that will bring us to the top of the 5th inning. After no runs came across on 1 hit and no errors, we will be back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this. Tyler Bradley up to bat for the Gem City Bison. They're tied 1-1 with the North Platte Plainsmen here in the top of the 5th inning. They'll go Bradley, Wood, and McCafferty as a bunt shown but pulled back. That pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Spencer, and he'll get it down once again for another ball, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, and nobody on base. There's a 2-0 pitch, and that will be swung on and fouled for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bradley in his second at bat. The first time he was up in the 2nd inning, he walked and then eventually stole second, but then got stranded by a fly out to center field. As that pitch will miss for ball 3. So that one's going to be lined in right field. For a base hit, and that'll bring up Derek Wood. The leadoff man for this Gem City Bison team, standing in the left-handed batter's box. That first pitch gonna miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, with a runner on first. No outs for the Bison, with Wood standing in at home. Here's the pitch. Bradley's gonna go and be in at second. The ball will dance its way into center field, but Bradley will go ahead and stay. At second. Wood so far today has struck out in his first time and then flew out to center field for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Here he is in the 5th with his 3rd at bat. That's going to be swung on into left field. That'll be another out for Wood, and the first out of this inning for the Bison. Bradley, of course, will stay at second base. McCafferty stepping in now in the batter's box with a runner on second and 1 out. Spin around and pick-off attempt over to second. That will be in time, so Bradley gets caught off guard for out number 2. So 2 outs now, no runners on base for the Bison as McCafferty steps in with a clean count. First pitch from Spencer will miss for ball 1 as it'll go back to the backstop. New ball given to Spencer. McCafferty so far today also struck out in the 1st inning, as did all 3 of the outs. So the 1-0 is going to come across and be lined out into left field for another out. That will bring us to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back with the bottom right after this. Garrett Thompson steps up for the Plainsmen here in a really, really close game, about as close as you can get. Tied up at 1-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch from Ryan Keith, going to be fouled back for strike 1. It'll be Thompson, Ruffin, and Zimmerer. The 3 batters we're guaranteed to see in this bottom of the 5th. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. And that will get in there for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Thompson, who last night he was 2 for 5 with 1 run and 2 strikeouts. Keith goes into his windup, sends it home, and that will be swung on, popped up, out of play. So that premier bone and joint foul ball will keep the count the same at 0-2. This 5th inning brought to you by Smith Beverages, Les Schwab Tires, Blowdorn Lumber Company, and Ivinson Memorial Hospital. Thompson, here's the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be swung on, grounded straight to Pezzanella. That'll be fair and an out, as Pezzanella will step on the bag himself for an unassisted putout from first base. That will bring up Jalen Ruffin for the Plainsmen. With 1 out, nobody on base. First pitch in there, down for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike so far today. Ruffin has walked and eventually came around to score. The only run for the Plainsmen. Here's the 0-1. That will hit once again around about the same spot for strike 2. Ruffin in the 3rd inning also grounded out to third base for the first out of that inning. And a 1-2-3 inning for Keith and the Bison. Keith fires the 0-2, and that's going to be chopped over to third for Schultz, and that will be in time over at first for out number 2. Nice play from Schultz at third base. And that will bring up number 13, Bryce, Zimmerer from South Dakota State. He steps in the right-handed batter's box. Is ready to go to work. Here's the pitch. And that will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs with no runners on base for the Plainsmen, tied 1-1 with the Bison here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch will be fouled back for strike 1. That premier bone and joint foul ball. Here's the 1-1. That will be lined into center field. Wood will try to scoop it up, but he can't. Zimmerer will come around first, check it, and then scurry his way back. So that will stay a single and bring up Giancarlo Servin from Grayson Junior College. So he has a runner at first, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Takes a couple practice hacks outside of the box and finally steps in on the right-handed side. Keith has been ready since it seems he was born. Pickoff attempt to first. They've got him running, and the throw over to second. Stoltz will not be able to catch it. So Zimmerer will make it second base. So Servin will now have a fresh count, a runner in scoring position, and 2 outs. Keith looks back at second for a long while, then turns to face home. Back at second, and then fires home. In there for strike 1. 0-1 is the count to Servin. first time he was up, he singled and made it to second base before being stranded. Keith comes set. Here's the 0-1. That'll miss down low, near, and inside near his feet for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Servin also in the third inning, lined out to center field. So he is 1 for 2 on the day as Pezzanella and Bannister will come to the pitcher's mound to talk about a couple things, probably what they're eating for dinner after this. By the way, last night we went to Raising Cane's here, ordered honestly about like 150 chicken fingers. It was worth it. Like, we're not sponsored by Raising Cane's, but it's good. Bannister heads back to behind home plate, and Pezzanella over on the bag at first. Runner at second, 2 outs, 1-1 count. Here in the bottom of the 5th, tied 1-1. Keith comes set, looking back and forth between second. Timeout called at home. Servin will step out, take a slow practice swing. Here's the pitch. That'll get in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 is the count. Runner at second, bottom of the 5th inning for Servin. The pitch going to be lined into center field. Zimmerer is coming around third. The throw will not be in time. And Zimmerer will come and score from second to make the score. 2-1, North Platte up over Gem City. Off the single from Servin. So Angel De La Cruz will step up from UT Rio Grande Valley into the right-handed batter's box with 2 outs and now a runner at first. And a 1-run lead. There's the pitch, going to be swung on and fouled for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-1. The Plainsmen lead it. De La Cruz steps into the batter's box, puts his bat over his shoulder. Here's the pitch from Keith, and that will miss for ball 1. The throw down to first will not do anything. So Keith gets the ball back on the mound, climbs it, and is ready to go back to work. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count now. De La Cruz in the first inning grounded out to third base for the first out in the first inning. Here's the 1-2. Runner's going to go to second. The throw down from Bannister is going to be in time for out number 3. Excellent arm showing off from Pezzanella as Servin will be caught stealing. So De La Cruz will come back up to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. But we head to the top of that said 6th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back right after this. First pitch comes across as strike one to Luke Bannister, who's stepping in for the Gem City Bison, now trailing the Plainsmen for the first time today, 2-1. Here's the score, as that one will even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1, and that'll be grounded straight to third. Servin will pick it up and get it to De La Cruz at first for a quick first out. That will bring up Nico Pezzanella, the first baseman for the Bison. First pitch of this at-bat coming from Spencer. There it is, and that'll be swung on and popped foul towards the left side for strike one. That premier bone and joint foul ball will bring up the 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1, and that'll be grounded on the first base line, foul. The sixth inning brought to you by Marky's Meat Market and Montez the Mudman. No balls, 1 strike, as Pezzanella steps into the box. Here's the pitch from Spencer, and that'll be fouled off towards the right side for strike 2. Another premier bone and joint foul ball. Today, Pezzanella in the first inning grounded, singled, made it all the way around to third and then got stranded. That pitch will miss down low for ball 1, just outside the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count now. Pezzanella also struck out in the third inning, making a lot of people here in North Platte happy. Here's the 1-2. That'll be fouled off towards the left, keeping the count the same at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on base as the Plainsmen lead it 2-1 in the top of the 6th inning. Pezzanella from Northern State in South Dakota. Here's the 1-2, and that'll be grounded. It'll be picked up by De La Cruz and sent over to Spencer, who will get the put out. So that will bring up Keegan Schultz, the Texas Cowboy. Takes a step out of the batter's box and takes a practice swing. Has 2 outs with nobody on base. That first pitch will come across for strike 1 as the ball is dropped, and Myers will go pick it up, send it back to Spencer. 0-1 count as Spencer deals that in. That'll miss inside near his knees for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on base for the Bison. Spencer comes set, kicks and fires. That'll be fouled towards the right for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike for that premier bone and joint foul ball. Make sure you visit Bond's Brewery tonight after the game and after every Gem City Bison game. Bond's Brewery, the official brewery of the Gem City Bison. That's going to be popped up into shallow left field. Ruffin will come in and grab it for out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Spencer and the Plainsmen as they lead it 2-1. In the top of the 6th inning, we head to the bottom right here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Angel De La Cruz will step up to bat once again, as in the last inning, Giancarlo Servine got caught stealing second, as the first two pitches going to miss for ball two. New pitcher for the Bison, number 14, Mitch Winter, as that ball is going to go ahead and hit De La Cruz. So he'll move to first base and bring up Cade Wood. So Cade Wood will have a runner on first, no outs, as the North Platte Plainsmen lead the Gem City Bison 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Bannister walking out to walk up to Winter, now walk back. Wood from Ranger Junior College as he steps in to the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Winter will be down for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first with no outs. That pitch will miss down low once again for ball two, as assistant coach John Grigg will come out, have a chat with him, as will Bannister. Everybody else will stay where they are. That gives us a perfect chance to say this bottom of the sixth inning is brought to you by Liggett Transport and Crane and Gardner's Pest Control. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors and all of you watching here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Speaking of Grigg, Patricia Grigg tuning in from North Carolina. Thank you all for watching and making the Gem City Bison what they are. 2 balls, no strikes, as Wood steps in once again. Here's the pitch from Winter, fouled directly back. Thank goodness there's a fence there. For strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, as Winter looks in, gets the signs from Bannister. Looks back at first and now comes set. Fires it home, and that'll miss for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs, with a runner on first in De La Cruz after he got hit by a pitch. Winter comes set, fires it in, and that will be grounded. Nice back pickup from Schultz, and he'll be out at second, as a nice awareness from Stoltz to stick out his leg and make sure that it was an out, as he was just a little bit off the bag. So 1 out here, as the runner's going to go ahead and go from first to second, and another out by the infield. So Wood, the lead runner, will be caught off and Stark will, and then Wood will get caught stealing. And so now Stark will have an 0-2 count towards him. No balls, 2 strikes, with 2 outs and nobody on base now for the Plainsmen. That one's going to be grounded to short. McCafferty will pick it up and get it over to Pezzanella on first. No runs, no hits, no errors, as we head to the top of the 7th on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The Plainsmen lead it 2-1. We'll be back right after this. Blake Priest will be the new pitcher for the North Platte Plainsmen here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. They lead it 2-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Randy Stoltz will step in for the Bison and is ready to go to work. First pitch going to miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Stoltz. Stoltz struck out in the first inning, the third out of the first inning. All 3 outs were strikeouts in the first inning, as that one's going to be fired into right field. That'll hit at the wall. Stoltz will come around into second for the stand-up double. Stand-up leadoff double, I should say, for Stoltz. As that will bring up Tyler Godfrey for the Bison. Runner on first, no outs. As here's the first pitch from Priest to Godfrey, and that will be in there for strike 1. This top of the 7th inning. Brought to you by Cook & Associates PC and Kia of Cheyenne. Priest looking back at Stoltz on second. And the pitch to Godfrey will miss down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two-one, the Plainsmen lead it. Priest comes set. Looks back to second and then to home. Fires home. And that's going to be flown to center field. And he'll make a nice catch for out number 1, Thompson. With excellent athleticism. As Stoltz will now move to third. So 1 out for the Bison. As Jack Jones will step in now. Jones from Western Nebraska Community College. Priest comes set, fires it in there, down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out with the runner on third for the Bison as they trail it 2-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that will miss for ball number 2. 2-0 is the count to Jones, who in the second inning flew out to left field for the second out of that inning. As Priest comes set, fires it in there. It'll be swung on and fouled off for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count now. Jones also in the 4th inning flew out to center field for the final out of that inning. So far, the score is 2-1. North Platte over Gem City. Really close, tight, competitive game here today. Here's the 2-1 from Priest. That will be swung on and lined out to second base. So that will bring up Tyler Bradley with 2 outs and a runner still at third. Bradley steps in the left-handed batter's box. Waves the bat around a little bit, puts it over his shoulder. Here's Priest. He comes set. Fires it in there, and it'll miss up high for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes for Bradley, who in the second inning walked and then stole to second, but eventually got stranded off of a fly out to center field by Wood for the 3rd out. Here's the pitch, and that will miss up once again for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs with a runner on third, trailing the Plainsmen 1-2. In the 5th inning, Bradley singled. So that one's going to be fouled back straight at the concession area and press box for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with runner still at third. The 5th inning, Bradley stole from first to second, but then got picked off over at second. So that pitch will miss for ball 3. Excellent take by Bradley. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that will be lined into center field. A nice grab by Thompson to end the inning. Fly out to center. Fly out to center, a line out to second, and a line out to center will send us to the bottom of the 7th inning here on the Bison Digital Network. 2-1, the Plainsmen lead it. Two to one, the North Platte Plainsmen lead the Gem City Bison here in the bottom of the 7th. Griffin Myers steps in for the Plainsmen as that first pitch going to come across for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike, no outs with nobody on base, as this is the leadoff man for the inning. Mitch Winter at the mound for the Bison, as that's going to be flown out into right field for the first out of the inning. Great chase from Bradley. So that will bring up Cesar Garcia from Butler Junior College. He'll have 1 out to his team's name and nobody on base. First pitch from Winter will be right in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Here to Garcia. The pitch will miss down low and go past Bannister for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike so far today. Garcia in the second inning. Grounded to third base. As that pitch will miss up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. He grounded out to third base for the second out of the second inning. As that pitch will miss down for ball 3. 3-1 the count. And Garcia in the fourth inning had grounded out to second base as he got it to short on second, as that one will miss for ball 4. Set him up at first, having him go walking. And that'll bring up Garrett Thompson now with 1 out and a runner on first. As he steps into the left-handed batter's box, it'll be a great time to say thank you to Advanced Comfort Solutions and Hilton Hotel Investment Services. Here's the pitch, and that will miss up high for ball 1. Also want to say thanks to Bonds Brewing Company. Make sure to go out to Bonds after every Gem City Bison game, the official brewery of the Gem City Bison. 1-0 pitch. Miss up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out with a runner on first in Garcia for the Plainsmen. In the second inning, Thompson flew out to right field for the third out of the inning as the pitch will miss to set the count to 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. And then in the fifth, Thompson grounded to first base, and Pezzanella just walked his way over to first and tapped on the bag for the first out of that inning. That pitch going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike is now the count. (3-1) as Thompson will step back in. Runner's going to go, and the throw down. Pezzanella has him nailed down. Not Pezzanella, Bannister, showing off his arm strength and pop-up speed for the second out of the inning. That erases the batter and puts another, the runner, and puts another out on the board. Here's the 3-2 pitch coming from Winter. And that will miss out for ball 4. And he'll go to first base now. And that'll bring us back to the top. Jalen Ruffin from Northeastern Junior College with 2 outs and a runner on first for the Plainsmen, who lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Winter comes set and fires it home. Down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at first with 2 outs so far. And the last time Ruffin was up, he grounded out to third base for the second out in the 5th inning. So that pitch will come across for ball 2. The throw down to first will not have any effect. So Winter stands on the mound, looks at first, and then comes set, looking at home. Sends it in there up high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs with a runner on first for the Plainsmen. And their spectacular black alternate uniforms. So that pitch will be in there for ball 4, advancing Thompson to second and Ruffin to first. And that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Bryce Zimmerer from South Dakota State. Playing down here in North Platte, as time's going to be called by assistant coach John Grigg. As he walks out to have a talk. Zimmerer yesterday was 1 for 3 with 2 runs, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. As the whole infield gets together for a conference, as does at least 2 of the outfielders. As Bradley will walk over to Wood in center. 2 outs with runners on first and second for the Bison. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Part of the party dissipates as the rest follows. So Grigg will go back to the dugout and the players to their respective positions. Thompson will find his place on second and Ruffin will find his place on first for the Plainsmen. So Winter with the ball in hand appears in. Fresh new count for Bryce Zimmerer, as I said before, from South Dakota State. So that pitch will miss for ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Zimmerer is 2 for 3 so far today in his 4th at-bat. Here's the pitch. That one will miss up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on first and second. With 2 outs the last time Zimmerer was up. He singled and then stole second, eventually coming around to score off of a Servin single. That pitch will be in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs with runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-run ball game. Plainsmen 2, Bison 1. Kind of a hotter day again here in North Platte as that pitch will miss up high for ball 3. Although it seemed to cool down a bit, it's still quite a bit warm here in the valley. 3 balls, 1 strike. Winter comes set and deals it in for ball 4. That'll walk. The base is loaded. As Ruffin will advance to second, Thompson to third, and Zimmerer to first. As Coach Grigg will come out once again, take the ball from Winter, and we will have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th inning with bases loaded and 2 outs on the docket. We'll tell you more about it and give you Winter's line when we come back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Parker Knupp will come in for your Gem City Bison here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bases loaded now off of Winter. First pitch going to be in there for strike 1 to Servin. Winter went 1.2 innings with 4 walks on 8 batters faced. That one's going to be lined straight to third base at Schultz, and that will put a quick end to the inning. Score still 2-1 here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back with the 8th inning right after this. There's a new pitcher for the North Platte Plainsmen, leading 2-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Caleb Bunch, number 40, will come in relief for Blake Priest. Priest went 1 innings pitched with 1 hit given up in 4 batters faced. So now Derek Wood will step in to face Caleb Bunch. The first pitch of his outing going to be lined into center field, kind of lined. A great effort from Garcia to dive and try and grab that one, but just couldn't quite get it. So that will bring up Quinn McCafferty from Western Nebraska Community College. This top of the 8th inning brought to you by Pepsi Wyoming Beverages and Gary Crum. 2-1 is the pitch. 2-1 is the score, excuse me. The pitch comes in for strike 1 in this at-bat. McCafferty stepping in. The 0-1 will be fouled backwards to make it 0-2. That Premier Bone and Joint foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes with no outs and a runner on first for the Bison and McCafferty. McCafferty is 1 for 3 today. Last time he was up, he lined out to left field. That will be fouled towards the right. The count will remain the same. McCafferty lined out to left field the last time he was up for the 3rd out of that particular inning, the top of the 5th. As McCafferty steps in. 0-2 pitch. The pickoff attempt first will not be successful. So Bunch will step back on the mound. Bunch looking at first. And comes set, another pickoff moved, and this time he got him. As the two umpires will get together, those being Brady Harrison and Eli Cox. Wood still standing over at first, thinking he didn't get thrown out, and they're going to go ahead and call him out. Shakes his head as he walks back towards the dugout. So McCafferty with an 0-2 count as he steps in. Assistant coach John Grigg having a conversation with Harrison as they both walk back their separate ways. So nobody will be on base anymore for the Bison, as they have one out on the board now. McCafferty in an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch, and that will be swung on and fouled back to keep the count the same. Steps back into the batter's box, puts the bat over his shoulder. Bunch comes set and goes into his windup, fires it in there, and that will miss for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count for McCafferty, who is 1-3 so far in this game. That ball will be chopped to third. As he seemed to stop running right about halfway. He must have thought it had gone foul, so that will be the second out of this inning. That will bring up Luke Bannister for the Bison, wearing number 10, standing in the right-handed batter's box. Pitch from Bunch will be grounded and picked up by Wood. The throw to first will be in time to De La Cruz, and that will bring us to the bottom of the 8th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 2-1, the Plainsmen still lead it over the Bison. We head to the bottom of the 8th right after this. Welcome back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 0-1 count, gonna go ahead and move to 1-1. To De La Cruz, who's standing in. That's going to be picked up by McCafferty, and he'll go ahead and make it on to first. For a lead-off single. So that will bring up Cade Wood for the Plainsmen, who lead it 2-1 over the Bison. First pitch in there for strike one to Wood. No outs with De La Cruz at first. The pitch going to be fouled backwards for strike two. That premier bone and joint foul ball will bring the count to 0-2. Parker Knupp still out there for the Bison, as Knupp comes set. Fires it in, and that'll be a huge swing and a miss for the first strikeout of the game for Knupp. And that will bring up Oscar Stark from Washington State. Here in the bottom of the eighth inning, the Bison trail 2-1 against the Plainsmen. So a runner at first and one out for Stark, and an 0-1 count. Now moved to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out and a runner on first. Here's the pitch, and that'll miss. Stark had to move out of the way, take his leave out of the batter's box, and regroup and step back in after that ball whipped by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss down low for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first for Stark. There's the pitch, and that'll miss for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Stark, who's 0 for 3 today so far. And last time he was up, he grounded out to shortstop for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch will miss for ball 4, and that'll advance De La Cruz to second, and Stark will stand in at first. And that'll bring up Griffin Myers also from Washington State, as he steps in the left-handed batter's box with 1 out and runners on first and second. There's the pitch that'll miss up high for ball 1. This Bannister will come out to talk to Knupp for a bit, giving him the ball at the same time. We'll go ahead and walk back. This bottom of the 8th inning brought to you by Mr. Jim's Pizza and Papa Murphy's. Knupp looking back and forth between second and home, fires home, and that'll miss for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. As Myers is in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-0 from Knupp. That'll miss up high, and the throw down to first is not going to be in time. So the count will move to 3-0. Stark will stay at first base, and Myers will stay at home. So far today, 0 for 2. Last time he was up, he flew out to center field, and this time he's gonna walk. And that will bring up Cesar Garcia, the second baseman. As the bases are now loaded for Knupp and the Bison defense with only one out. Garcia steps in there, and that first pitch going to be zipped across for strike one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Plainsmen lead at 2-1 over the Bison. Here's the pitch. Also in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strike is the count. Garcia is 0 for 2. So that one will be in there for a strike 3. Looking, the second out will be the second strikeout of this inning and of Knupp's appearance. So 2 outs now, bases loaded for the bottom of the order. Garrett Thompson from Texas A&M Kingsville. Knupp stands on the mound with runners on each of the bags. First pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first, second, and third. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the Plainsmen lead it 2-1. Here's the pitch, and that will be in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Thompson will step out. Thompson 0 for 2 so far. The last time he was up, he got walked and went around to third before being stranded eventually. And that pitch will be in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th. Knupp stands on the mound. Thompson at home. Here's the pitch. And that will be a check swing. The ball's going to go. Bannister will pick it up. And the throw to home will not be in time. So I do believe 2 runs will score. As assistant coach John Gray coming out to argue with that call, Brady Harrison. Saying that he checked his swing and that the ball was foul. Thus, it would have caused all of that to be voided. Now Eli Cox coming into this conversation. So if everything stands, which I do believe it will, the score will be 4-1 in favor of the Plainsmen. Grigg and the umpire still having a conversation. And he goes and throws Coach Grigg out of the game, as he's being told to back up by Cox. Still going at it. As he will leave. Throw his helmet to Coach Gansrow and exit the game. 4-1 is the score. After 2 runs come across. and things will resume. So Thompson still at bat. As that pitch will come across for strike 3. That will send us to the 9th inning. The Plainsmen lead at 4-1 over the Bison. We'll be back right after this. Nico Pezzanella will step in for the Bison here in the top of the 9th inning, trailing 4-1 after, let's just call it a lot of stolen bases and a little bit of fireworks early here tonight, as they are having a firework display, but they got a show right there. They don't need fireworks. 0-1 pitch will come in for strike 2, so the count will be 0-2 to Pezzanella. Coach John Grigg getting thrown out of the game by the umpire. That one will be fouled off, so the count will remain the same at 0-2 with no outs and nobody on base. "4-1 is the score after, just to put it plainly, some of the Bison players weren't paying attention, and 2 runs came in to score, and a runner ended up at third. So that ball will miss down low for ball 1. So the count will be 1-2 to Pezzanella from Northern State. Here's the pitch. That will be fouled back, so he will stay alive. The last time he was up, he grounded it out to the first baseman, who threw it on to the first base and gave it to the pitcher for the out. So that ball will miss down low for ball 2. One for 3 today is Pezzanella, as that one will be swung on and fouled, so he will stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch upcoming from Bunch. That will be fouled off once again. Chopped foul towards the right side to keep the count the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah.
2-2 count with no outs. That's going to be grounded into right field. Pezzanella will come around on first, and he'll be in there for his second single of the day, and that'll bring up the Texas Cowboy, Schultz, stepping in with the aforementioned Pezzanella on first. No outs, runner on first for Schultz. And here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Gonna be down low for ball 1. Schultz will step into the right-handed batter's box once again to face the 1-0 pitch. There it is, and that will miss for ball 2. One for 3. On the day for Schultz. Here's a 2-0, and that's going to be a pickoff attempt over to first. Pezzanella will be back safe. So the count will remain, the number of outs will remain, and the base runner will remain. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, and a runner on first for the Bison. Here in the top of the 9th, trailing 4-1. Here's the pitch, and that will be in there for strike 1. The last time Schultz was up, he flew out to left field for the 3rd out in the 6th inning. Here's the 2-1. Check swing, and he's going to say he went for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs and a runner on first base. Two count as Bunch deals. That's going to be lined to short, and the throw to first won't be in time to get Pezzanella out, so there will be 1 out on the board. Pezzanella will remain on first after the line out to shortstop. Excellent reaction from Wood. And that will bring up Randy Stoltz. Stoltz steps in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch in there for a perfect strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first for the Bison as they trail it 4-1 in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. That one will miss down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stoltz. It was 2 for 3 today, with 2 strikeouts and a double. The double was his last time up, as he will watch that one go by about head high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, with a runner at first for the brown and gold. Here's the pitch. That's going to be swung on. Grounded foul towards the left side for strike 2. Two is the count with an out and a runner at first. Stoltz steps in and swings it. That's going to be chopped. A throw over to second will be in time, and a little bit of treble with the transfer to get it into his throwing hand. So Stoltz will make it on the fielder's choice, and Bannister will be the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tyler Godfrey, the designated hitter, as Stoltz now stands in at first. The pitch to Godfrey, that's going to be lined into right field, and that's going to be the ball game. 4-1. Your Gem City Bison losing after 2 runs are pushed across in the bottom of the 8th to secure the 2-1 lead. We head home, I guess, here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Final score, once again, 4-1. Plainsmen lead it. Make sure to join us tomorrow for the rubber match of this series. I do believe the first pitch going to be around 3 or 4 p.m. So make sure to join us here. Watch our socials for time updates or anything like that. If any of that would happen, follow our social medias anyway. You'll get to see a lot of cool stuff from our creative department. And then after that, we will head over to Gering, Nebraska to take on the Western Nebraska Pioneers for a one-off game. And then we will head back to Laradice, where we take on the Casper Horseheads for 3 games and the Fremont Move for 3 games. So a busy schedule ahead of us here for the Gem City Bison, as we will go ahead and say goodnight to you. Final score 4-1. The Gem City Bison drop this one, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, feel the charge. Good night.